Introduction. If a class of a Java program has a plural number of methods and all of them have the same name but different parameters with a change in type or number of arguments, and programmers can use them to perform a similar forms of functions, then it is known as method overloading. If a programmer wants to perform one operation having the same name, the method increases the readability of the program. Method overloading is applied in a program when objects are required to perform similar tasks but different input parameters. Every time an object calls a method, Java matches up to the method name first, and then the number and type of parameter decide what definition to execute.
So here I create a public class sum which have I assign a same name of method but with a different signature and their parameters. Like I create a int sum method where I assign two parameters which is in integer data type. Then I return that variable x and y. Then I also create another method but with the same name of a sum, but here I create three parameters like int x, int y and int z. Then I return that parameters. Again I create a same variable, same method with the same name. But here I change the parameters data type which is double. Then I return that xy. Okay, then I create a main method which is public static void main. Here I create a new object, then I assign the values of xy and then xyz and then xy which is double. Then it can, if we run this program, then it can return us the output without any error. Thank you.
Java, method overriding is a feature that allows a subclass to provide a specific implementation for a method that is already defined in its superclass. The overriding method in the subclass must have the same name, return type, and parameter list as the method in the superclass. The primary purpose of method overriding is to allow a subclass to customize or extend the behavior of an inherited method. Key points about method overriding. Same method signature. The method in the subclass must have the same name, return type, and parameter as the method in the superclass. Access modifier. The overriding method can have the same or more permissive access modifier than the overridden method. For example, if the superclass method is protected, the subclass can override it as public but not as private. Override annotation. The override annotation is not required but is recommended because it helps catch errors at compile time. It ensures that the method in the subclass is indeed overriding a method in the superclass and not just overloading it or making a mistake. Polymorphism. Method overriding is an example of runtime polymorphism. The method that is called is determined at runtime based on the actual object type. Constructor versus method. Constructor cannot be overridden, only method can.
I'm Tanisha Bhambre. Today I'm going to explain the example of method overriding. In this example, we have defined the run method in the subclass as defined in the parent class, but it has some specific implementation. The name and parameter of the method are the same, and there is a relationship between the classes, so there is a method overriding. Next slide is about a real example of Java method overriding. Consider a scenario where bank is a class that provides functionality to get the rate of interest. However, the rate of interest varies according to banks. For example, SBI, ICICI and Axis Bank could provide 8%, 7% and 9% rate of interest.
Was?